Thank you very much. We are starting our event now. Thank you so much for the honor of the presence and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone in Brazil and worldwide. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all to start the session of the consular and diplomatic representatives in the eighth BRICS conference of GEBRICS from the University of São Paulo. My name is Bruce Scheidl, and I'll be the moderator of this special panel. I would like to thank our sponsors and the valuable support of FIBRA China to make this panel to happen, especially the recording, all the technical part, and the broadcasting on YouTube. For this panel, it's an honor to welcome here today the highest level representatives of Russia, China, South Africa, and for the very first time, honorably, Ethiopia. Thank you all for accepting our invitation and sharing your country views, achievements, and challenge within the BRICS agenda this year and the next year. Now, I would like to open without wasting any time. I would like to invite very happily Mr. Tinyiko Kumalo, Consul General of South Africa in São Paulo, for your statement. Mrs. Kumalo, please welcome, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Bruce, for the warm welcome. Chair, fellow Consul Generals and Ambassadors, guests, bon dia, good morning and good afternoon throughout the world. Thank you very much to USP for inviting us. It is always a pleasure for me to participate in this event. As we all know, this event marks the 8th edition of the GEBRICS conference and my 4th and final, as I'll be returning to South Africa at the end of the year. And my tour of duty here in Brazil has been wonderful and exciting. This year, South Africa is celebrating its 30th anniversary of democracy. And in June 2024, a new government of unity was formed after successful elections. The new government members are enthusiastic and positive, and we have had an opportunity here in Brazil to meet many of them as they transited through Sao Paulo on their way to G20 meetings in different states of Brazil. These new cabinet members not only had to, for the first time, manage new portfolios in the government of national unity, but had to jump into multilateral arena of the G20, IPSA, UNGA, and the BRICS Plus. As with BRICS, we have seen these amazing partnerships grow, strengthened, and providing new strategic opportunities to create inclusive development for the Global South, not only for Brazil, Russia, India, and South Africa, but now also for the new BRICS Plus members, which include Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Iran, Egypt, and Ethiopia. And we do welcome Ambassador from Ethiopia. The growth of this membership signifies how each country envisions benefit and strength in joining the BRICS Plus initiative. In the long term, South Africa also aims to deepen economic ties within the BRICS Plus framework that may create trade expansion and investment flows, as well as allowing us to shape discussions on trade facilitations so as to create a more balanced global trading system. In 2023, I was able to talk about the sectors that will benefit South Africa through the new BRICS Plus initiative. This year, through the BRICS New Development Bank and the BRICS Plus framework, South Africa has been able to increase significant access to investment, technology transfer, and trade opportunities in specific key projects, such as, I'll just go through some of the projects that This membership has assisted South Africa. The first project is infrastructure development, where South Africa collaborate in Trans-African Rail Network and Smart Cities Initiative. With regard to the Trans-African Rail Network, South Africa is collaborating with BRICS Plus countries to develop a comprehensive rail network across Africa, enhancing connectivity and trade within the continent. And on smart cities initiatives, South Africa has been partnering on projects to develop smart cities in South Africa, leveraging technology and innovation from BRICS Plus countries to improve urban living conditions. The second project relates to energy sustainability of renewable energy and green technology exchange. South Africa is entering into joint ventures in solar, wind, and hydroelectric power projects to increase South Africa's renewable energy capacity and to reduce reliance on fossil fuels. It is also establishing a platform for the exchange of green technologies and best practices in sustainability, benefiting from the expertise of BRICS Plus nations. The third project relates to agriculture and food security. South Africa is creating innovation hubs focused on agricultural technology and practices, improving food security and agricultural productivity in South Africa. It is also partnering with BRICS Plus countries on research to develop crops that are resilient to climate change, ensuring food security in the face of environmental challenges. And the fourth project relates to healthcare and pharmaceuticals. South Africa is collaborating on healthcare projects, including the development of vaccines and treatment for disease prevalent in the BRICS Plus countries. It is also establishing pharmaceutical manufacturing plants in South Africa with the support of BRICS Plus countries to reduce dependency on imports and improve local health infrastructure. The fifth project relates to education and skills development. South Africa is creating scholarship programs for students from the BRICS Plus countries to study in South Africa and vice versa, fostering educational exchange and capacity building. It is also setting up vocational training centers with the help of BRICS Plus partners to equip South Africans with skills needed for the modern economy. And the six projects relate to technology and innovation. South Africa is establishing research and development centers focused on cutting-edge technologies such as artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and nanotechnology. It is also collaborating on projects to enhance South Africa's digital infrastructure, promoting e-commerce and digital literacy. The seventh project relates to trade and investment. South Africa is working with BRICS Plus countries to maximize the benefit of the AfCFTA, increasing trade and investment flows into South Africa. It is also working on attracting investment from BRICS Plus countries into South Africa's special economic zones, boosting industrialization and economic growth. And the last project relates to cultural exchange and cooperation programs. South Africa has benefited from several specific cultural exchange and cooperation programs under the BRICS Plus initiatives, such as BRICS Plus Skills Program, which is a comprehensive program organized by the South African BRICS Youth Association and offers a deep dive into BRICS Plus cooperation. It includes a mix of residential and online learning component, focusing on diplomatic skills, intercultural communication, and networking among young leaders from the BRICS Plus countries. It has also benefited from the BRICS Cultural Exchange Forum initiative, which was held in Johannesburg. This forum brought together experts and scholars from the BRICS nation to discuss global challenges and promote cultural understanding. It emphasized the importance of global solidarity and cooperation, aiming to build a high-quality partnership among member states. It has also participated in the South Africa China Film Festival, which is part of a series of cultural and people-to-people exchange activities. It showcases films from both countries, promoting mutual understanding and cultural appreciation. It has also participated in the BRICS Media Forum, which co-hosted by Xinhua News Agency and South African organizations. This forum strengthened media dialogue among BRICS countries. It aims to enhance the voice of BRICS nations in global conversations and promote a more just and equitable international order. These programs have significantly contributed to fostering cultural ties, mutual understanding, and cooperation between South Africa and other BRICS Plus nations. There are so many projects that South Africa has been able to create and commence because of these partnerships, but we don't have time for all of them today. As South Africa, we also want to align our long-standing commitment to multilateralism and our vision of an equitable world order within the BRICS Plus. Our Minister of Electricity and Energy recently said in an interview, and I quote, "BRICS is a family of nations, the development of humanity through common perspective," close quote. It is thus our responsibility through the BRICS Plus partnership, as well as our members' participation in the G20, the chairship that South Africa will assume on 1st December 2024, and the Brazil chairship of BRICS Plus Summit in 2025, to continue to strengthen the voice of the Global South and support emerging economies. Through the broader coalition of the BRICS Plus membership, will foster cooperation and inclusivity, balanced participation, and input into the global economy and agenda. In conclusion, for us as South Africa, the inclusion of the African Union in discussion within BRICS Plus and the G20 is of paramount importance. This ensures that all African countries are represented and their voices are heard on economic, investment, and political members, thereby fostering consensus in the development of our nation and the continent as a whole. Adopting inward and silo mentalities will only yield limited progress. In order for us to cultivate a successful and mutually beneficial cooperation, it is essential to secure the collaboration and support of all members and the region in which they operate. Thank you once again for allowing us to participate in this forum, and farewell until we meet again. Muito obrigada. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Consul General Tinyiko Kumalo. It's always a pleasure and an honor to have you in the BRICS conference. Now, moving forward, I would like to introduce Mr. Peng, Consul General of China in São Paulo. Thank you so much for us to count the honor of your presence, and the floor is yours for your speech.
Mr. Bruce Scheidl and colleagues from diplomatic and consular missions from BRICS member states in Brazil. Bonjour à todos. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. It's a great pleasure for me to attend this online event and exchange some ideas on BRICS Plus, a new era. I think we are here today for the purpose of enhancing solidarity and cooperation of the Global South and seeking answers of the South for the world of profound changes unseen in a century. We know that the BRICS cooperation mechanism is an important platform for emerging markets and developing countries to strengthen unity and cooperation and safeguard common interests. Right now, it's a key force in shaping the international landscape. In January this year, 5 new members formally joined the BRICS and doubled the number of member countries. Thus, the BRICS cooperation mechanism entered a new era for great BRICS cooperation. Now, the BRICS Plus accounts for 30% of the world's land area, 45% of the world total population, 20% of global trade and about 40% of the world oil production and storage. Well, its total GDP calculated by purchasing power parity exceeded that of the G7. Well, we're now in a volatile and stable times where changes and turbulences are intertwined. While discussing cooperation plans and seeking ways for world peace, the BRICS countries are facing both opportunities and challenges, but we believe that opportunities outweigh challenges. So looking ahead into the future, the BRICS Plus need to demonstrate greater responsibilities and greater achievements, add more stability to regional and world peace, and bring more positive energy to common development and global governance. Well, we know that the 16th BRICS leaders meeting will be held tomorrow in Kazan, Russia. Well, it's the first summit meeting after the BRICS expansion, attracting worldwide attention for its special significance. We believe that it's the right time for BRICS to send out a strong message to safeguard fairness and justice, promote common development, and ensure that the BRICS Plus cooperation kicks off with a good start. Regarding what to do in the new era of BRICS Plus, I'd like to share the following ideas. I think firstly, we should give priority to development and make efforts to solve development problems. We are facing many problems of economic development, and we believe that the problems of economic globalization can only be solved through further development. Well, unilateral acts and protectionism is a boomerang that will benefit no one. We should jointly reject politicizing economic issues and make globalization more open, inclusive, balanced, and beneficial to all. The Global Development Initiative proposed by President Xi Jinping has been warmly welcomed by more than 100 countries and international organizations. We need to put development issues at the center of the international agenda, adhere to the people-centered development concept, stick to innovation-driven development, and promote the implementation of 2030 Development Agenda of the United Nations. We must strengthen cooperation in creating more equitable development and opportunities for development of the Global South. Secondly, I think we should advocate common security and make efforts to achieve lasting peace. Well, humankind is an indivisible security community. With security and well-being of the humankind in mind, President Xi Jinping solemnly put forward the Global Security Initiative, that is a GSI, which is the core of the initiative, advocating the vision of common, comprehensive, cooperative, and sustainable security. But the GSI provides an important guidance for solving security challenges and pulling efforts for peace. We must respect the sovereignty and the territorial integrity of all countries, accommodate each other's legitimate and reasonable security concerns, and find effective ways to realize security for all sides. We should stay committed to political settlement of hotspot issues, make efforts to resolve disputes through dialogue, address differences through consultation, promote security through cooperation, join hands in tackling all kinds of security challenges and injecting more stability into international affairs. Thirdly, we should strengthen cultural ties and make efforts to promote people-to-people exchange. Just now, our colleague from South Africa mentioned the cultural events between China and South Africa. I think that is very important. Well, we should respect the diversity of civilizations, transcend barriers and differences between civilizations through exchange and mutual learning. The Chinese side adheres to the Global Civilization Initiative proposed by President Xi Jinping, and we oppose any forms of civilizational superiority theory or civilizational hegemony, and advocates the respect of all countries to inherit and develop their own civilization and independently choose the development path that suits their respective countries. The Chinese way of modernization is rooted in China's soil, while drawing on the achievements of other civilizations, creating a new form of human civilization and providing enlightenment for countries to explore their own path of modernization. We stand ready to work with our BRICS members, BRICS partners to respect the diversity of civilizations, promote the common values of all mankind, and achieve common progress through exchange and mutual learning. Well, lastly, we should put into practice multilateralism and make efforts to improve global governance. Well, in the coming 2 years, we know that the BRICS countries will host some very important events, such as the G20 Summit and the United Nations Climate Change Conference. We should adhere to the global governance concept of extensive consultation, joint construction, and shared benefits. Well, it is essential to uphold and defend true multilateralism, preserve the US central role in the international system, and safeguard international law and the basic norms governing international relations. We should champion an equal and orderly multipolar world and universally beneficial and inclusive economic globalization, and support the full participation of countries of the Global South in international economic decision-making and governance and rules formulation, and enhance their voices and representation. Well, this year marks the 50th anniversary of diplomatic ties between China and Brazil. China and Brazil relations go beyond the bilateral scope and bear strategic and global impacts. Well, as important countries of the Global South, China and Brazil shoulder common development responsibilities and historical missions in face of the turbulent international situation. Our two countries have maintained strategic communication and close cooperation under multilateral frameworks, including the BRICS, well, contributing positive energy to responding to global challenges and becoming a model of South-South cooperation. Well, China is willing to work with all BRICS partners and the vast developing countries to tap the potential for cooperation, expand development space, promote changes in the global governance system, and send out a clearer and more consistent BRICS voice to inject positive energy into human peace and development. Well, above is what I would like to share today. And it's really my hope that we can meet you guys someday in person. Okay, thank you. Obrigado.
Thank you so much, Mr. Upra, for your remarkable statement. We are looking forward and at disposal for continuing this dialogue further. And we greet you to the exceptional work you've been doing leading the Consul General in São Paulo. Thank you so much. And now we have a very special guest, which represents a new member of BRICS and therefore is participating for the first time in your BRICS conference. Please allow me to have the honor to invite His Excellency Mr. Leulseged Tadese Abebe, Ambassador of Ethiopia to Brazil. Thank you so much. The floor is yours, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you very much, distinguished moderator, and good morning to all, or good afternoon, good evening to all participants, and also special greetings to my co-panelists. And I thank you very much, distinguished coordinator and co-panelists, for your kind words welcoming Ethiopia, and of course me as a representative of a new member of BRICS. Let me also thank the organizers for bringing us together. I know you have been doing it for quite a number of years, but since this is our first time, we would like to express our deep appreciation for all the organizers for including us as a new member. The discussion, I believe, is timely, because I believe you have coined it as BRICS plus new era. And I think allow me in my later intervention to talk about what does new era imply. But first, as a new member, please permit me to say a few words about Ethiopia. Some of the participants may wish to know what motivated Ethiopia to join this important platform and what it could bring to the table. Ethiopia is an ancient country, one of the countries in the world with a long history of statehood. And we have never been colonized, and that would, in our humble opinion, would make us one of the symbols of the Black freedom and independence movement in our continent, in Africa and beyond. We are also a member of the League of Nations and, of course, a founding member of the United Nations. And Ethiopia is also a seat of the African Union, which is a regional organization in Africa. And of course, the seat of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, which is, by the way, being inaugurated now after years of renovation by my Prime Minister, His Excellency Abiy Ahmed, and the UN Secretary General, His Excellency Antonio Guterres. They are now, just as we speak, inaugurating this renovated ECA. Ethiopia is also the third largest diplomatic hub. And I could say humbly also, Ethiopia is the political capital of Africa. And we are the third largest diplomatic center after New York and Geneva, which of course would make us a center of dialogue for continental affairs. We are also the second most populous country in Africa with more than 120 million, which of course brings its own opportunities and challenges. But we believe with most of our people use, the challenge is enormous. We are also the third largest economy in sub-Saharan Africa and the largest in the East Africa region. And currently, we are the fastest economy, not only in our continent, but also in the world. So it is with such history, with such economic performance, with such economic potential that we wanted to join an important platform, BRICS. And allow me just to say, why did we join? And allow me to give you also three perspectives. One, from the global, aspect. As we all know, the world is in flux, the world is in transition, and some even characterize it as an era of great power politics. In a highly interconnected world, we are facing a number of challenges: peace and security, climate change, economic situations like poverty, in fact, rise number of people living in hunger, which is a great concern for the international community. And that's why some analysts characterize the era as one of the most dangerous era after the end of the Cold War. As you all know, multilateralism is unfortunately in crisis and unable to address these common challenges the world continues to confront with. One of the most important features when we talk about this new era, in my opinion, is the rise of the global south. This is a huge phenomenon that has continued to shape the global order. However, I must emphasize, distinguished coordinator and co-panelists and panelists and participants, that the current international order doesn't reflect the legitimate interest of developing countries. The legitimate aspirations of the global south is not well reflected in the current decision-making architecture. That's a big concern for Ethiopia, and I think for all developing countries as well as emerging economies. The UN Security Council remains deadlocked, unable to find unity to address issues related to maintenance of international peace and security. International financial institutions are not well reformed to address the economic challenges of developing countries. So we need, in a nutshell, a new reinvigorated spirit of partnership. We need a reformed global architecture that truly reflects the interest of all developing countries. There are opportunities. Of course, there are challenges, no question about that. But in a highly interdependent world, Ethiopia strongly believes that cooperation is not a choice, but a necessity. So that is why we believe it is important to join such platforms like BRICS. That's just to give you, if I may say, the global perspective why we joined. We believe BRICS is an important platform for developing countries so that they can come together and find common solutions for common problems based on the principle of consensus and pragmatism. We are together, in our opinion, to find solutions, not to be anti-this or anti-that. We are for development, we are for shared prosperity, and we are for peace. That's how Ethiopia considers the BRICS family. Second, Ethiopia, as I have already said, has been playing an important role in advocating Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism first for political independence, then Pan-Africanism now for economic independence and equality. We have been already advocating the importance of reforming the international system, and that, I believe, is what we share with the founding members of the BRICS family. Though we are new to the BRICS family, we are not in any way new to advocating for the reform of the international community, which must be inclusive, fairer, and of course, responsive to responding to the legitimate interest of developing countries. We have been doing that for the last almost 8 decades since the establishment of the United Nations. So when we join the BRICS, we bring this value also to the table. As one of the champions of multilateralism anchored on the United Nations and its principles, Ethiopia believes that the BRICS could play an important role in promoting for the renewal of the current international system. We also believe that Ethiopia, with other African countries, including South Africa and others, we have been the voice of the continent. And the continent deserves a seat at the United Nations, Security Council, and more voice in financial institutions. We need an enabling international environment so that Africa could implement its 2063 agenda. Ethiopia, by joining the BRICS, can add this value in further amplifying the voice of BRICS. And nationally, just to come why we joined the BRICS, our top priority is inclusive and sustainable development, prosperity shared for all. This is our national priority and national vision. In order to achieve our national vision, we need to diversify our partners. And allow me to underscore that by joining the BRICS, Ethiopia is not, I want to emphasize, is not closing the door for traditional partners and opening another door for our BRICS partners. In fact, it's all about diversifying partnership, and we continue to consolidate our partnership both with our traditional partners as well as with the BRICS family. With all the BRICS family, we have historical ties, and we value our bilateral partnership. Now, joining BRICS would give us another opportunity to further strengthen our partnership in areas of trade, investment, tourism, and development finance, which remains an important element in order to realize our vision of creating a prosperity society. We also aim to enhance South-South cooperation by joining the BRICS platform. And we believe in general, joining BRICS would bring win-win partnership, win-win benefits for the founding members, for others, as well as for all developing countries. As we have joined just this year, we have identified, that's my last part of intervention pipeline, 3 priorities. First, we want to learn about the dynamics of BRICS as we are a new member. Though, as I have already said, the issues are not new, but the internal dynamics of the BRICS was new for us, and we have been learning. And in this regard, we thank the current chair, Russia, and all our founding members, as well as fellow new members who worked with that with a spirit of constructive engagement. So one was we have been learning. Second, we wanted also to fully integrate into the BRICS mechanisms and platforms. As you know, there are political tracks, economic and finance tracks, and people to ties. So we were engaging ourselves in all these 3 tracks in order to integrate Ethiopia fully into the BRICS platform. We have also already, expressed our interest to join around 29 BRICS Memorandum of Understanding, which we believe would cement our partnership with our BRICS friends. As a result of that, we have been also focusing on joining the BRICS Bank, which, as I have said, will help us to get development finance, as we have the objective of diversifying development finance. With these 3 objectives, what we have done internally as a new member was, first, in order to demonstrate our commitment at the highest level, we have created a national BRICS ministerial steering committee. And we have also a technical committee from all relevant government agencies. We have also included the business community, the civil society, as the partnership within the BRICS family goes beyond government to government ties. In order to help us all this, we have also already endorsed a BRICS engagement strategy. Just to conclude, distinguished coordinator, we have been engaged in most meetings in person as well as virtually. We believe that has helped us to learn from others, to share our experiences, and to forge new partnerships. And we remain ready this year, as well as in the coming Brazilian presidency, to fully engage with all the BRICS partners with a spirit of positive engagement so that we can boost trade, investment, and tourism, as well as development finance. And finally, I thank you very much again for this opportunity. I look forward for further questions and comments. Many thanks for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you for your statement. I also heard that Your Excellency recently took office. We wish you great success in leading the Ethiopian diplomatic representation in Brazil. And please know that GEBRICS from the University of São Paulo is here to support you with partnerships and joint initiatives. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And last but not least, as Russia holds the BRICS presidency this year, I would like to invite Mr. Alexey Blinov, Vice Consul of Russia in São Paulo, for the closing speech of our panel. Господин Blinov, the floor is all yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Just one question. Can I speak in Portuguese or it's better in English?
It's up to you. You can speak in Portuguese if you want.
Ok.
Yeah.
Antes de mais nada, eu gostaria de agradecer muito por essa oportunidade única de participar da conferência online para discutir o tema muito importante para todos nós, que é um assunto dos BRICS e do desenvolvimento do bloco. Todos sabem que neste ano a Rússia preside nos BRICS e a cúpula dos BRICS vai ser realizada entre os dias 22 e 24 de outubro na cidade de Kazan. Tem vários temas para serem discutidos, Mas, antes de mais nada, eu gostaria de confirmar que cerca de 30 países já confirmaram a sua presença. Entre eles, além dos membros dos BRICS, tem parceiros da Comunidade dos Estados Independentes, do Médio Oriente, da África, da Ásia e da América Latina. Entre os participantes também estão os chefes das secretarias das organizações regionais e internacionais, incluindo a União Econômica Euroasiática, a Comunidade dos Estados Independentes, a Organização de Cooperação de Xangai, entre outros. Está programada uma sessão ampliada com participação dos países parceiros de vários continentes, dentro da realização da 16ª cúpula dos BRICS, em Kazan. Eu vou, em separado, eu vou já dizer sobre aqueles eventos que foram realizados na Rússia e com muito sucesso no âmbito dos BRICS, uns eventos preparatórios. Então, foram realizadas mais de 200 reuniões entre os países BRICS. Eu vou destacar as mais importantes. A reunião dos ministros dos negócios estrangeiros, que foi realizada na cidade de Nizhny Novgorod, desde 11 de junho. Os Jogos dos BRICS, na cidade de Kazan, da qual participaram as esportistas de 82 países. O Fórum Interpartidário dos BRICS, na cidade de Vladivostok. O Fórum Parlamentar, na cidade de São Petersburgo. E o Fórum Municipal Internacional, na cidade de Moscou, em agosto. Quer dizer, vários eventos foram realizados e tudo isso mostra que o BRICS está ganhando a importância cada vez maior nos assuntos internacionais. Neste ano apareceram também várias iniciativas que eu gostaria de destacar também. Por exemplo, foi criado um grupo de trabalho dedicado à medicina nuclear. Começou o trabalho de criação da Bolsa de Grãos, que vai tratar dos BRICS, que vai tratar de questões agrícolas e questões do fornecimento de grãos, compra e venda. Pela primeira vez, foi realizada a interação a nível dos ministros de Justiça, que também é muito importante. Com grande sucesso foi realizado o Festival de Cinema dos BRICS, a Cúpula Juvenil e os Jogos dos BRICS, das quais participaram representantes de 89 países. Não podemos esquecer o papel da Universidade dos BRICS, que representa uma interação entre as universidades do bloco, intercâmbio acadêmico dos professores, alunos, intercâmbio das pesquisas acadêmicas também. E outra questão importante é a segurança energética, que para todos os países do BRICS é uma das prioridades, com certeza. O que vale a pena mencionar é que todos os participantes têm uma rica história e cultura, potencial econômico e grande peso, não só na sua região, mas também a nível global. Todos eles compartilham os valores básicos dos BRICS, incluindo o espírito de solidariedade, de igualdade, respeito mútuo, o que com certeza aumenta a importância dos BRICS nas questões internacionais e contribui para a construção de uma ordem multilateral mais democrática e mais justa nas relações internacionais. Aumenta e melhora a coordenação dos participantes dos BRICS em vários institutos internacionais, inclusive na ONU. A questão o assunto financeiro também é muito importante, porque é uma das partes integrais da interação dos BRICS, dos mercados financeiros e introdução de novo sistema de cálculos e de transações. Ainda não se fala sobre a criação de uma moeda comum dos países BRICS, porque isso requer ainda muito esforço para ser empreendido. Os parceiros dos BRICS estão compartilhando o projeto da plataforma multilateral para realizar as transações entre os países, para que todos os países tenham acesso aos instrumentos necessários financeiros, com alto nível de proteção de dados, inclusive com o uso de instrumentos de inovação. Nós estamos apoiando todas as propostas provenientes de vários países, se eles levam em consideração os interesses de todas as partes, com base nas normas do direito internacional e da Carta da ONU. Agora eu vou falar um pouco sobre as prioridades da Rússia na presidência dos BRICS e também sobre aqueles assuntos que a Rússia acha extremamente importantes, indispensáveis, podemos dizer assim, para o desenvolvimento do bloco. Essas prioridades, eles estão divididas em blocos. O primeiro bloco que eu gostaria de abordar é o bloco de segurança. Nós estamos defendendo a construção consequente e harmônica das questões internacionais. Defendemos a adesão dos novos membros aos BRICS, porque isso aumenta as possibilidades, amplia o bloco, oferece várias iniciativas. Então, uma coisa muito útil para o desenvolvimento futuro. Nós estamos tentando melhorar a eficiência do sistema de relações internacionais, estamos defendendo os princípios do direito internacional e o princípio da soberania e igualdade dos povos e das nações. Nós, na área de segurança, estamos trabalhando para combater o terrorismo, combater os crimes cibernéticos, combatemos corrupção em vários níveis e estamos prontos para continuar o diálogo na área de segurança informacional, a fim de prevenir conflitos no espaço digital e essas são as maiores prioridades da nossa presidência. E também as questões que nós gostaríamos de ter na agenda para o futuro. Tem também vários outros temas, eu não vou abordar tudo, mas nós, na área do clima, nós defendemos a transição para a economia com baixo nível da emissão do dióxido de carbono. Estamos defendendo os passos que têm que ser tomados na área de agricultura, da indústria, para aumentar a produtividade de trabalho por meio da digitalização dos serviços. Vale a pena destacar as prioridades na área cultural, que hoje, neste ano, nós temos o projeto cultural, chamado de Temporadas Russas, aqui no Brasil. É também um exemplo como que os nossos países podem interagir, realizando festivais, mostras de cinema, vários outros tipos de eventos culturais, não só a Rússia no Brasil, mas também entre os países, entre todos os países dos BRICS. Também nós cooperamos de maneira ativa na área de esporte, na área de turismo, apoiamos a questão do voluntariado, dos voluntários que nos ajudam a vários níveis, a níveis das regiões, das cidades, a nível municipal. E, para finalizar, porque eu posso falar muito sobre as prioridades, mas para finalizar, eu quero destacar o seguinte, que a Rússia sempre apoia qualquer iniciativa proveniente de qualquer país, porque é importante sentar-se à mesa das negociações para avançarmos para frente, para melhorar os nossos resultados, porque ainda há muitos problemas na frente que precisamos resolver. Então, finalmente, gostaria de agradecer mais uma vez por essa única oportunidade de falar no âmbito da conferência online dos BRICS e gostaria de desejar também todos os participantes grande sucesso na próxima cúpula dos BRICS, que vai ser realizada na cidade russa de Kazan. Muito obrigado.
Muito obrigado. Thank you very much, Mr. Blinov, for your closing statement, which is very important for us to have an overview on the Russian presidency this year. And it was a remarkable speech to close your first day of event. And thank you all distinguished representatives of the BRICS country here in São Paulo and in Brasilia for participating in this conference to share your views in this changing period of world politics. This is very important for the coordination of BRICS in several levels and spaces. We are looking forward to fostering cooperation among academia, civil society, and government to make us stronger, articulated towards economics and social development. And we count on your support to do that, especially for the next year with the Brazilian presidency. And on behalf of Professor Paulo Casella, the coordinator of GEBRICS at the University of São Paulo, I'd like to thank you again, and we are looking forward to see you all soon enough. And please allow me to close this session. And I would like to thank again Ibrashina team and all the partners and GEBRICS team who worked so hard to make this happen. Thank you so much, and this session is closed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.